Nah, wait a minute.
Happy Saturday, everybody, and welcome to a brand new edition of The Faction Reloaded. Of course, I am Gerard Bonner. I've got my good brothers hanging out with me today as we get ready to talk about another very interesting week in the space of pro wrestling. We were gone for a week, so let's catch up real quick. Of course, Sir Jimmy Femi is here. Sir Femi, how are you, sir?
Who's the future, Paul?
Yo, did he not kill with that or what?
Oh,
I so was not prepared for him to do that Monday.
Neither was Braun.
No.
Yes. Yeah.
Braun was fighting for his life.
You know, fellas, they say a Chrysler 300 looks like a Bentley until a Bentley shows up.
Has it ever looked like a Bentley though? Like, has it like
when you've never had a Bentley?
Well,
I've never had a Bentley, and I still was just like,
if you've never been in a Bentley, then
it's
sure.
like, oh, it's just like a Bentley. This is a Chrysler.
Yeah. I actually did a charity work for an event, and somebody had a Bentley grill, and they put it on the Chrysler 300, and that may be how we could best describe Braun Breaker. All right, here we go.
Wow.
No lies.
Wow.
No lies on that.
And also joining us, of course, representing the West Coast and tons of incredible constituents and clients, it's the councilman, Will Ferrell.
Your councilman is exhausted, man. I'm getting so many calls now, and people want my client Oba to do stand up now, and I'm just like one place at a time. Okay, we're trying to get championships. Maybe we come do a stand up special or something like. A lot of Hollywood calling after that. Hollywood's not calling Braun Breaker.
No.
I don't know who's calling Braun Breaker anymore.
There's levels to this, man.
There are. There really are. It's great. Well, it's shout out to everybody who's hanging out with us so far. Shout out, of course, to Honey, who is away on some personal business. We are thinking of you and sending all of our best to you. And Lovely is being lovely, the Wrestle Auntie. So with that said, what happened? Did I say something?
No. That could just go so many ways,
Facial expressions being thrown around right now.
So there's plenty to get into today. We will, of course, talk about a lot that happened in ring and on camera this week. But we want to start with one of the bigger stories that wasn't exactly silent and kind of came out of nowhere, maybe, I don't know. And that is, we learned this week that the Mad Dragon, Ilja Dragunov, is no longer a part of WWE. There's been a lot of talk about this. If we'll notice, we saw him pretty much disappear from WWE television right around WrestleMania. They had a very, very hot thing going on with him and Carmelo Hayes over the U.S. Championship. And now he is officially gone from the company. Before we get into where he could go, I first want to talk about the impact of Ilja Dragunov. What would you say about his WWE career? And when I say his WWE career, I am including his time at NXT UK, his time at NXT, and his time on the main roster. Sir Femi, let's start with you.
I was so hoping you wouldn't. But here we go. And no, we're here. I would say Ilja Dragunov was on top 10 NXT wrestlers of all time. And I will say I feared for his life when he got called up.
Oh.
Because NXT is more about wrestling and development. So we can have TakeOver 36 and he beats Walter or Gunther or whatever his name was at the time. We could have him in UK killing it We could have him have legendary matches with Carmelo Hayes. We could have him level up Trick Williams in the ring. Mm-hmm. We could have an underrated match with Donovan Dijakovic. Mm-hmm. Like, we could have those things for NXT, and none of that carries over to the WWE. None of it. So either you're going to fully invest in him, which I thought they were doing with the U.S. reign, and then someone they went, nah, he's not worth what we're paying him. So let's try to reduce him in every way. And I thought it was symbolic in the Royal Rumble when he's chopping at Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar completely no-sells everything he does in that particular moment. I thought that was very indicative of how they saw him. They saw him going forward. Listen, WWE isn't for everybody. They're not the be-all, end-all of wrestling, and they're not for everybody. So I think he proves what he can do. If it's all about what you do in the ring and the character that you develop for in the ring, then he's best suited in another place. And so this is better for him because he was never going to be anything more than I need somebody to fill in for main event. He had a ceiling. That character is not going to be something that people want to buy his action figure when they see the action figure at Walmart. It's not something that's going to carry over. It's not. And so that's why Danhausen can have a run, but somebody who's basically about wrestling can't. It wasn't going to fit unless they were going to invest in him and say, this is our guy that we want to build around. And when they said no, it was a matter of time. So, no disrespect, I don't think. It's just not a good fit.
Your thoughts there, Councilman, on the WWE career of Ilja Dragunov?
Doomed from the start. So,
wow.
Just go that way. I mean, it's a lot of factors that, like what what James said, it's a lot of factors that go into this. One really big thing being they're not gonna push you because your name is Ilja Dragunov. Who are we beefing with right now? Russia. And then the only way what you think? Fucking what's his name back there? That denied Chelsea her stuff. What was his name?
Hayes.
Mike Hayes. First Mike Hayes gonna do. He should say F America. Like, you can't do that right now. You cannot say F America right now. And that's all you know what to do with Russian people. You see, they kind of tried that with Gunther. It didn't work. Luckily for Gunther is good at talking crap to other people. So it became he's more pompous and not about where he's from. With Ilja, that is always going to be the case. Like in NXT, you made a great face because of your wrestling ability and what you can do, and that's what we want to see. In WWE, because it's more on the creative side, and you got folks like Danhausen that is out, you coming up here now, the first thing it is personality, and that's just not what you have that can go well with what they're doing. Just like James said, you got Danhausen who's doing multiple things. Saturday Night Main Event has Little Yachty fighting for the U.S. title. You have like this is a joke now. Sami Zayn is closing out SmackDown, but you're telling me you don't have a story for Ilja. It's one of those things like TKO is losing money, so they don't want to renew contracts with people that they know they can't get a quick turn on investment in. If you don't have lightning in a bottle strike like Obafemi did, or you don't have something where you draw a crowd that interests them like a Dominic Mysterio, you fall up. And look at all of them. Look at the 2 years Dominic had. Where is he? Look at where Braun Breaker was. Where is he? Those people have lineage. Those people have personality and can go in the ring. Look at a person like Ilja, no lineage. The only story you're going to really give to him is he's this Russian guy that can fight. And they're not concerned about putting on blockbuster matches anymore. It's about, can we draw a crowd with this guy? And we don't even know if he could talk on the mic, which he actually could. But you never put him against anybody to have a bout between the WWE to show that this dude is full talent. But hey, go to AEW, you will probably be AEW champ in the next 3 years.
I don't know if I want to see AEW as the rebound for, you know what I mean? Like I would love to see what he could do in New Japan though.
Yeah.
I would love to see Ilja versus Will Ospreay. I would love to see Ilja versus John Moxley. I would love to see him against Kyle Fletcher. These all of the, because you already know this guy goes. Yo, him and Mox in a last man standing match.
I'm just saying, how many contracts do they have? You know what I'm saying? And before you know it, you're in this log jam like WWE has been in. And so I would also like to see him against Shingo. You know, he and Shingo could do an Iron Man match. You know what I mean? So, you know, he and Gabe Kidd could cook. You know, so, you know.
It all depends on his mindset, though. Like, do you want a legacy of fame that where your name is remembered, or is it just for the love of wrestling that you love being in the ring? Because then now that's the next thing to decide of, like, where do you go now? Because unfortunately for most, not most, all really, this is a place where you can't be like, hey, you know what, Professor, do you mind taking a pay cut here while we get ourselves in order and do this stuff at your job? It's like, cool, my physical body isn't on the line, but as a physical performer, I can't wait 5 years for you to get it right and then maybe take the chance on me to finally put the rocket on, and then for some reason you do it and I get hurt and now it's over.
Yeah. I mean,
folks can't wait.
Yeah, so we don't know what his mindset is. You know, I just from what I have gained from him, just watching him wrestling in dojos during the week, you know, things of that nature, seems like he's more concerned about wrestling than being famous. And like with all the gaijins, probably like that situation is like it was 10 years ago in New Japan. You know, those guys are now in AEW, and they really need a shot in the arm of someone of that caliber. So you could have what you have with Kenny Omega all over again with this guy. You know what I mean? Like, so just a thought, you know, just a thought.
I'm for it. I'm for it too.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out really quickly to Lewis Johnson, who's in the chat. Boza, always good to see you. Marks with mics. Just want to acknowledge them really quickly. As we think about where Dragunov could go, it's interesting because I was thinking New Japan for a couple of reasons. I guess question one for me ends up being, who needs Dragunov right now? I think there are so many Dragunov-like guys in AEW, in the sense of not necessarily his full intensity, but guys who can just flat out wrestle. Like that is the template and kind of even what's mid-card in AEW. You know, I mean, guys like Daniel Garcia and quite frankly, Pac, and like all of these guys who are nowhere near the world title picture, but will put on a banger of a match. I mean, what's been happening with the Continental Classic Cup or whatever they call it now has been incredible. The wrestling that we've been getting from these guys who are all looking for shots to become the Continental Champion. It's not even for the world title. So they have plenty of great wrestling and they have plenty of stars. New Japan is the space that has not fully recovered from the elite exodus that happened. You know, when those guys left in 2019 to go build AEW, there were still a handful of, folks left, but they didn't have the star power. It was the time for Will Ospreay. Then, of course, the pandemic happened, and then they had to call on guys like Jericho to come back and Kenny Omega to come back if they're going to fill up and remember, John Moxley was the world champion while in AEW. Like they really needed some star power. And so where they are now is a place where if you watched New Japan 5 years ago and you look at it now, it's virtually unrecognizable.
Yeah.
All of the names that you knew, from Naito to God to, the Bullet Club is broken up finally. Like, it's all of those. You don't hear about Chaos anymore. Like, it's just a whole different space right now in New Japan. And there's not the one star that people would sign up to buy NJPW World. When they put the title earlier this year on Callum Newman, like, it was like, who? and you watch him and you're like, okay, so you try to have an attitude, but I don't believe you. So yeah, I think a Dragunov very much represents strong style. I mean, and I won't spend a lot of time, but if you think about what's happened in the last 10 years in terms of the exodus from New Japan, and I'm going to go all the way back. When I say 10 years, I'm really referring maybe 11, 2016 or so, with Shinsuke leaving. I mean, I could go before that, with Finn. But, you think about all of their major stars are gone or have retired. Okada, Tanahashi, like the names that built that place. So they need, I think, an Ilja Dragunov. And so we'll see what happens with him. But I certainly enjoyed his run. Again, what he did over in NXT UK, those empty room matches with Walter.
Spectacular.
Good Lord.
The TakeOver 36 match with Walter.
Yes.
You felt like you almost kind of felt like a way when it was like he didn't go up when Walter went up. It was like,
yeah.
Y'all know, like, that's the new Kevin and Sammy, right? Like, this
sure. And the fact that we didn't get that at a WrestleMania, that feels like we got cheated. We got cheated. Now, granted, obviously, we've seen some changes to WrestleMania as we know it, or at least this past year for WrestleMania. But yeah, that's a shame. So Ilja Dragunov, man, we look forward to seeing where he could pop up. And my understanding is that his contract is completely up. So there's no sort of, 90 day, 60 day or anything other like that, which means, in about 8 days, there's a whole event happening in London. Interesting. So
the pop would be insane.
Oh my God. But also, just to throw that out there too, I think Ilja got enough star power to uplift another one. So, I know we go top is WWE and AEW. Like, people are debating, say, no, it's number, like, no, those are the ones, like Taboza asked, and why we always say AEW, somebody leave. It's check wise. When we're thinking of a wrestler, we're thinking of that's why we say AEW. Go get yourself a check so you can keep sustaining life. But in that, I will even put New Japan up there. I don't care what nobody say. Those are your big three. Your next tier is like TNA,
MLW.
And MLW, and then you start going into your third tiers. But there are some third tiers that's heading into a second tier. Like if Ilja went to Hog Wrestling and went to House of Glory, and they put the strap on him. You got him, you got Shotzi, you got Leo. Like, you're now building something. But just the thing, I'm just saying, like, he has that type of power to also lift a promotion up to new heights. But if, again, we're still going for everything, it kind of feels like your best choice would be Japan. Like, I don't know why, as soon as y'all said it, I just started thinking of the Japanese magazine covers with Ilja.
Oh my God.
Like, that works. And you can say,
man, Ilja Ramen would go crazy.
Winter, and he's the Winter Storm that's coming.
Yeah, it would be a whole thing, and quite frankly, just in time to get him ready for the Tokyo Dome.
Ooh.
And here's the thing: Tokyo Dome, they'll bring back somebody. Listen, okay, just go with it. Ilja Takeshita, Tokyo Dome. Take my money. Take it.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
I'm staying up to 4 a.m. to see that.
Oh yeah. In a heartbeat. Yeah. The things he would have done in the G1.
Oh.
Like it just yeah.
Him and Zack Sabre Jr. would cook.
That was the first one I thought when y'all mentioned Japan. I was thinking
Zach. Shota. Oh man, I mean, listen, he can have some matches, man.
I would say though, that would increase Forbidden Door like 10.
That's the other thing,
right?
Because there's still you can have the best of both worlds. You can you can wrestle. You can eat all the ramen you want. You know what I'm saying? You could. Hey, I mean, that's the thing.
Now, the only thing they missing is a creative booker to tell a story. If you had like a mind that knows how to make stories with AEW and New Japan for Forbidden Door, because literally he could be one of those factors of like, yo, we tired of y'all disrespecting this place.
Mm-hmm.
You will respect this man as IWP champion when you like we're not even having it in AEW. You come back here. Mm-hmm. This is where it's held. The first pay-per-view ever in Japan from AEW. We're not coming to you. You come to us if you want to face it.
And then you get Ilja and Ospreay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we're cooking. Cooking. So yeah, we'll keep our eyes peeled for where Ilja could show up, and next week we'll specifically get into some All In predictions, and we'll talk. Matter of fact, since I mentioned All In, let's go there. Interesting things happening in AEW. If you guys watched Dynamite this week, a lot of stories. You've got the TNT champion Kevin Knight and Darby Allin. Darby Allin gets the Jeff Hardy treatment from SmackDown. You kind of have to know your history on that one. You've got the things going on with Mercedes and Willow, which is just getting hot and heavy and heated, and it's really quite brutal. Then you've got the world title situation happening with Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. What are your thoughts about this year's build-up to AEW All In? I will start with you, Councilman.
You might have me for the 19 matches you're gonna put on, Tony. You might have me. Actually, you know what, bro? You do have me. You do have me. I will say this: like AEW, what we made fun of them, they turned into their greatest strength. It really is a product that I don't have to watch everything, but I can come catch the PLE and be amazed. Mm-hmm. And if I want to pop my head in, I can, and it's not that hard for me to catch up. I think they've already given me at least 4 matches for All In where I'm just like, all right, I'm here. The only thing I tell Tony, if there was any time to do it, let Willow at Mercedes close out Wimbledon. Mm-hmm. If you want to make history at All In, I get it with Will Ospreay, the Kenny thing. I promise you, that is not the biggest pop of the night. The interest will be probably it's gonna be a major swell of it. But if you really want to change the game, you really want to put yourself out in the forefront, AEW closes out its biggest PLE with women at the forefront. No night ones, no night twos, just straight. That's all I'm saying.
So let me ask you this, Sir Femi. Given what we know about the card, we know obviously you've got. I mean, it's legitimately a very stacked card. From the Young Bucks against Cope and Cage, aka Edge and Christian. From that to the triple threat for the international title, Kyle Fletcher, Okada, and Takeshita. We mentioned the world title, the women's world title with Mercedes and Willow, Kevin Knight and Darby Allin, the gauntlet match, the casino gauntlet match for the number 1 contender spot that's got Andrade and MJF starting off with 1 and 2. And who knows who could show up there. What could be happening with the trios match in terms of trios tag titles, and there's talk of Swerve finding him 2 guys.
Who?
Hey, we'll talk about it.
So with all of these things, I want to ask let's just ask the question. Would Willow and Mercedes, of all the matches that we were mentioning, including, of course, Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay, and Will Ospreay's home country of England, does it really make sense? Can Willow and Mercedes realistically close this show?
Can, yes, if it was anywhere but London. This is Will Ospreay coming home, man. This is, this may have already been part of the agreement. You know what I mean? I don't think it's about the caliber of Willow and Mercedes. That's clear. I wish it. I wish it would. If this was last year, absolutely, it should have been. You know what I mean? But in this case, Will Ospreay and Omega is going to do something. This may be the last time we see Omega on this level.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? This may be the last one. I mean, he's, the mileage is there. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of tread on that tire. This may be his last main event type level of wrestling that he's going to do. And so that match has to be it. In London, yeah, that match has to be it. But in no way is that a reflection of first of all, this card is loaded. And I respect them for actually putting all the good wrestlers on one card.
Yeah.
I respect that. Like you thank you. So we're not leaving anybody out. All right. This is our biggest show and we want all our best wrestlers. Pick your bathroom break because there's gonna be some wrestling.
Man, you might not have one. I'm not gonna lie. You might not have
empty out before the show starts. All right.
Because
we're gonna be here for 9
sips to drink.
We'll be here for 9 hours. But fast while you're watching this. Yes. But yeah, I think, especially with the way Will Ospreay has quote unquote done the right thing about giving other opportunities and not this, that, and the other. And I think there's so much invested in him as their guy that it would have to be that. But I would not mind the swerve. I would not mind if they say, you know what? These women deserve it. And not only do they do it, but all the top male wrestlers around the ring in support while the match is going on. Something to that degree. Like, that would be cool. And that would, you can say what you want about Miss Mercedes Varnado, but history will record that she's one of the most important wrestlers. When you talk about what she did for NXT, was being the first first black women to headline a main event of WrestleMania with Sasha. I mean with Bianca. And then if they, that situation, if they did it with Willow, that would be it'd be amazing. Yeah. I just don't think they're gonna do it.
See, but what you just said right there, there's way too much outcome of them closing than Ospreay. Don't get me wrong. I love the hometown return. But honestly, outside of them, don't nobody give a fuck. Don't nobody care. This don't affect the world. That affect London. That's not a closer. We don't know if he's even winning. And then the other thing you're betting on is, this is Kenny's last match. We don't know that. Kenny may give us another 5-star Banger Wednesday. We don't know that. But with what you just said about Mercedes, if Mercedes wins at a main event and wins the title, she will have held the first woman to hold all 3 major titles at every major promotion. WWE, New Japan, and AEW. First woman to headline their biggest PLE. There's so many more headline articles that can be made and push out this brand with the 2 of them closing out. As far as it's just the hometown hero coming home. You know what happened when I came home? A homeless man asked me for $3 and gave me a fucking smile and told me more about my business.
That's great. But with all due respect, Will, you are not Will Ospreay. So you're just not. You're not Will Ospreay though. You're not.
I got a population of 123 people. Okay, I am by far in the list of top 10 successful people from my hometown, and that's a very successful list. Okay, we got Bum B, we have Pepsi, we got Janis Joplin. All these white hole rockers got they stuff from her.
Yeah.
Okay, and then right after that is your councilman.
Listen, I love PAT. I'm not buying a ticket to see none of y'all. I would rather.
Out there, no.
Yeah.
Out there,
no. Listen,
I don't even know where you're
GB, the mosquitoes in Port Arthur, Texas have beards. All right. They are different. Okay. I was out in Port Arthur. I got bit by this mosquito named Daryl. All right.
Wow.
He
Wow.
introduced him. He had beard and dreads, and he stared at me in the face before he bit me. They're disrespectful. So, but
they'll bite you. You'll hit them, and they'll still be biting you.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Was I supposed to down falls after you did this? Oh,
let me ask this. You mentioned Mercedes would basically be the one if she were to main event and win the AEW World Championship. There's a lot of conversation about being the one. Everybody kind of wants to be, Cody calls himself QB1. And then there's talk right now about a lot of talk about women's wrestling. And recently on Busted Open, Nia Jax was on there, and she was saying that she's tired of being overlooked. Why can't she be the number one woman in WWE? She said she has done the work. She has transformed her character. She has transformed her body. She has begun working differently. And she is certainly at this particular point now crossed over from being the amateur to moving into veteran status. She's a multi-time world champion, queen of the ring. Here's the question. Is there a case for Nia Jax being the one in women's wrestling in WWE? Oh, wow. Wow. Well, why? Okay. Why not, Councilman? Tell me why not.
You can't wrestle.
We still feel that way?
I still feel, you don't know how you've grown to not hurt people no more. You've definitely done that. But give me a 5-star Nia Jax match in the last 2 years. And it's not even just the wrestling part. When you want to say you're the top person, as a heel, she's incredible. I've never had a good time with Nia Jax when she's a face. I've never seen her do a good job as a face. I've seen Sasha be a great face. I've seen Mercedes be a great heel. These are the things that start to make you the one. Either you're finna be the best in it on one side and they keep you like there, or you show us the duality of it, but it just hasn't gotten there. Like, can she do it? Absolutely. No saying that she couldn't be a top person. The only issue is it's just like in a sea full of women that they still not even utilizing. There has to be something about you that breaks the mold, and it's like, nah, you haven't found that niche that has broken it to make you stand out. Yes, when you come out, you are definitely indeed the irresistible force. But guess what? There's another person you tag with that looks just like an irresistible force. So one of the things, like, you were the only big girl now, and I don't mean that like in weight, so I'm talking about like height, like you're China. I'll call it like that. You were kind of the only China built person there. Now we got that. We got Jade. We have Lash. So it's like, what do you do? What do you feel like you have done to stand out to where it says, hey, I can sell out more than Rhea Ripley? Do you really believe you sell out more than Rhea Ripley? And if you do, break that down for me.
Sir Femi?
I like Nia Jax.
I do too.
I do. I like Nia Jax, and I think she has done, I'll put it this way. I think she's done enough to give it a try. I mean, you've given other people a try that probably shouldn't have had that time. And yes, I thought the best match that she had was with Rhea Ripley and Backlash in Australia. I thought
that was a good match.
That was a really, really good match. It all depends on how much they're going to let her do. Look at all the hoops that Chelsea Green had to go through just to get to this particular point. You know what I mean? So, and right now they need bodies. She's available. She's been available. Your stars get hurt. Rita's on the couch right now. You know what I mean? A lot of these girls get hurt. I mean, and that happens in the business. So I'm not saying that's a fault to anyone, but she's reliable. She's going to be there. Give her a run. But what he's saying is powerhouse women faces. We hadn't seen that many of them be successful without displaying some kind of character arc that they can invest in. I don't think they invest in women's wrestling as a whole, especially on the SmackDown brand. I don't think they really invest in it a whole. So like everything's at a holding pattern until the people they want to invest in come back. And so it all depends on what they want to. But I'm like, you've given so many other people who are lesser a run or a shot. Why not? She should feel that way. She's been there for a long time. And she's seeing people who are really, really green and not well on the mic get runs. And she can do things better than the people that have had an opportunity to run with it. So give it a shot. It may shock you, that she can actually galvanize people if given the opportunity, that she can get fans behind her given the opportunity. She's not ugly at all, you know what I'm saying? And given the right, story, these things could possibly work. So, I mean, let's shoot for it. At least one run.
Man, go join the Bloodline. You'll get up there doing that. Go ahead and go join the Bloodline.
Or link up with Solo.
Well, we're going to go there. I got to shout out my guy, Jabari McIntyre, brother. It is so good to see you. Shout out to Trevor. Good to see you as well. Shout out to Ring King Entertainment Podcast. Mercedes is a great wrestler, probably the best women's wrestler today of this era. So you think her attitude and immaturity is the turnoff for some fans?
She's a heel.
But also too, give me a champion that you cheered that wasn't immature. CM Punk is vastly immature.
Oh, he's a jerk.
He sells out shows. Randy Orton was a immature a-hole who would grab his penis and then come shake your hand as a prank. So you still cheered him. You still went and bought his ticket, but for some reason Mercedes does it, and it's just this whole hoopla.
No, you got to keep kayfabe alive. All right, you got to keep it alive if it's going to, especially if you want to keep a character seriously. She can't be shaking hands and kissing babies off the scene and be a diva on screen. You got to carry that out.
Yeah, carry it out.
Naomi was doing it and was doing it great. Doing a wonderful job of it. So that's the problem.
And then the crazy thing about it is people got upset when she wasn't acting like that.
Right.
She was being nice and trying to take pictures and stuff. You either didn't like it or you took advantage of it. So it's like, no, like, since this is the person you want, this is the person I'm going to give you. Like, a lot of people don't know that about Floyd Mayweather. Like most people don't know the reason he got big is because of Triple H. Triple H told him, yo, you have no heels in boxing. Be the heel of boxing. Be the one that everybody's pissed off with because they're going to either come to the show to see you get knocked out or to cheer the other person. Either way, it's going to fill in seats. Did y'all not notice the dramatic change in him after he started training with Triple H and Triple H going to his gym?
Yeah,
his whole demeanor changed. He was no longer like, I like boxing. I'm trying to be respectful. We're like, nah, bro, it's money. Hey, screw all y'all. And it filled in seats till he left.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. Anyway, I'm intrigued to see what you guys think in the comments if Nia Jax can become the one in WWE. I do like the idea that she is being vocal about this.
Yeah.
I think WWE is in a very interesting space, as you mentioned, with their women's division. If you think about several of the major names that were the dominant names, let's just say in the last 3 years, we don't have to go too far back, from Bianca to Naomi to Bayley to Rhea, all of them are not on our television screens for various reasons. Asuka, right? Like, so those are major names, all of whom found themselves at WrestleMania leading the women's division, who are not there anymore. They're in a space where they need new stars. If you look at Charlotte, has been in WWE over 10 years. We're looking at Becky, who's kind of making a comeback of sorts, but there's a need for new faces. And the question is, who are they going to be? Now, I won't do a whole lot here, but I'll just say, I'm just going to ask it and move on. Where's Jordan Grace? Okay, So, interestingly enough, as we look at that, let's talk a little bit. There was talk about the Bloodline. I got two quick things about the Bloodline. Firstly, we saw this week that Solo Sikoa was supposed to be delivered to the OTC after he lost this match with Jey Uso. He gets there. He's supposed to kind of put the boots there to LA Knight. He says, "I'm sorry," and then takes the spike and hits Roman Reigns. And now LA Knight and Solo Sikoa are a thing. Here's my question. Does this new wrinkle in the Bloodline kind of revive or make you interested in what's going on with the Bloodline now that it seems like Roman has an opponent that is from his own family? What do you think there, Sir Femi?
Yeah, if you're gonna revive,
sorry, y'all, we got a package delivered over here.
Wow.
You don't have to sign for it. You don't have to sign for it. They okay, yeah, they just dropped it off.
Wow.
Go ahead. Continue,
wow.
sir.
Wow.
This envelope is amazing. It's still white. It's amazing.
Still.
I think they have to be very, very careful. Very, very careful. Because the last thing you want is an NWO Wolfpack versus NWO Hollywood. And you got Scott Norton and Buff Bagwell wearing the shirts.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that you don't want to go down this road. You know what I mean? I do love the investment in Solo.
Mm-hmm.
I do love that. And I love the arc that they laid out. That's still, hey, you close out a show like that, like they did on Monday. Now we got some intrigue going on.
Mm-hmm.
We got some intrigue because now it's not necessarily like the Bloodline that we saw before. It's not Roman and the henchman, so to speak. There's a liability that all of this could flip on his ear. You've got Zilla Fatu, who's a wild card, literally, in this piece. Hopefully, LA Knight doesn't come out like this white knight, literally and figuratively, in this situation. But something has to hold us over until we get to 2027, and it's Oba and Roman.
Mm-hmm.
Something's got to hold us over. So if we redevelop Solo, which dude is great.
Mm-hmm.
Dude is great. Dude is entertaining. He has his own personality, and this is cool. They have to be very, very careful. I love the fact that Paul Heyman's not involved in this anymore.
Yeah.
So it's and Roman's fighting his own battles, so to speak. So he's wrestling these matches solo. I do think, all right, we're in the ninth inning with this though. No, we are. We're in the ninth inning with it. You can only go so far. This is not like the Horsemen where you can have iterations with. I mean, this is a literal family-based type thing. So you can't add somebody else to it that isn't family. This, that, and other. Do we want to see that? So there's only so far it could go. And hopefully this is the last leg of it where, there's this in for all for family type thing, and we split them up, and some of them are on SmackDown, some of them are Raw. But if it's the ninth inning, I'm fine with it.
Your thoughts, does all of this revive the whole concept of the Bloodline and the story that we've been seeing there, Councilman?
Nope. Just making me hate you even more. India, wrap this up. Finish this by Money in the Bank and get this out of here, bro. Like, I'm done. Like, I was not moved by how it ended because I saw it coming. I'm just like, there's no win-win on anything. Like, you get over on Roman, it's boring. Roman topples y'all and is standing on top of y'all. It's just obvious. Like, I'm so done with. I'm seeing Solo here, and I'm like, this is people gonna come for me in the comments, whatever. When I saw him and he did that promo, I was like, out of all them cousins, that's the one that got the Rock personality. That's the one that if y'all let him run, he gonna give us top moments that's gonna go up there with Rock, Macho Man, any other talkers, he gonna give us something. And that's what you felt in there. And it wasn't just because of him talking to his brother. It's like, yo, this guy can do this with anyone you put in front of him. And then it's like, oh, if you win, you got to come back to the bloodline. I'm like, it's like, yo, y'all starting to be like herpes. Like, I thought y'all were gone and now it's flaring up again. Like, bro, let these people go. Let them go. Like, yo, you don't have to keep doing this. Like, LA Knight and Roman Reigns for the world title, that is enough. We don't need the full bloodline story. Bringing Solo into this, bringing Jake is like, why all of these all of these cats were on their way. And then it's like you just changed it. You did it with Jay to go from the greatest year of his whole career to now you're the talking point of Roman. Zilla Fatu decimated Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania, and now you're just the henchman for Roman. Jimmy Uso, we finally wrapped our head around, hey, this guy could be U.S. champ. Put him over there with Carmelo, Ilja, and then you had Baron coming. Like, yo, we have an incredible U.S. division that could cook like the Attitude Era. It's like, no, everybody has to get behind Roman Reigns. I'm so tired of it. I hope somebody, I don't know how you cure herpes. I don't know how you stop the flare up, but we need one of them virgins and a wrestler that just come stop all this. I'm tired of it, yo. I'm tired of it. It's not fun no more. The story is over. We everything we did want, you ain't give it to us. We didn't get Roman versus Rock. We haven't got the real Civil War. None of that. Let this go. Let LA Knight become world heavyweight champ. Go promote Street Fighter, and then let these superstars actually have a chance to make you money. So you stop bringing back CM Punk. So you stop bringing back Roman Reigns and putting them at the forefront. These folks can actually be viable when we get a Oba or Roman in 2027 and the rest of them fill this card out.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a lot. Yeah, yes.
So as we talk about the bloodline, of course, the ripple effect of the bloodline is found pretty much now on every brand of WWE, whether it is Raw, SmackDown, or now NXT, of course, with the debut of Zilla Fatu last week or the week before. And now he has signed his official NXT contract, and we now know that he will be added to the triple threat, making it a fatal four-way for the NXT championship this coming, not tomorrow, but a week from Sunday, for NXT Heatwave. Here's the question. Does Zilla Fatu potentially win the NXT championship in his first match, making history? What do you think?
Sure. I mean, why not? You know, I won't say I don't care because I don't want it to seem like I'm not interested in the product. I'm not rooting for anyone. It's okay, Will. I'm just
hey, I say it Thursdays all the time. I don't care.
Okay. Yeah,
main event matches, I'd be like, I don't care. When they told me, like, yo, who you got for Cody Rhodes and CM Punk? I don't care. I don't. It be that way.
I don't care. Yeah. But it is not that I'm indifferent towards the product or the brand. I know what that brand is supposed to do. I loved his debut. I love that. I love that moment for him. And I think it's proven in the next week why he's in NXT and wasn't immediately called up, because there's some work to do with this guy. Okay, there's some work to do, but you can make a case for all four. I don't know if you want to build up. You know, it's like Tony D'Angelo's going to be here for the long term. I thought Grayson Waller came in hot when he came back. I also think if you're going to go through the motion of changing Santana's name to Cruz Montana, then like, okay, if you're going to make him change it, that means you have some vested interest in the guy. So I think whatever happens from it, there's going to be some feuds that spawn from those four. So I'm really indifferent about who wins the situation. But I know every time he's in the ring, like there's some juice to him that isn't with the other guys. You needed that. Like we had to watch Tony D'Angelo versus Naraku, and I'm like, yeah, get this off my television. We don't need this. And Tony D'Angelo versus Grayson Waller wasn't going to move me either. So, having this four-way we've already seen Mike Santana. Now you got to build up Cruz Montana, who made like Stefano Kale. I don't know. we got.
Wasn't up how you were on NXT as Mike Santana
already,
right?
That wasn't me. This is me now. So maybe Zilla brings. Maybe Zilla brings something to it. I'm indifferent towards the outcome.
He don't care.
So there's a very interesting question from Boza that I want to pose, and he says this: am I wrong to think that they should have debuted Zilla at Heatwave? Feels like Zilla was a panic move because they have a 3 p.m. start time on the 30th versus a 1 p.m. start time for All In. Do you think the debut for Zilla made more sense when it happened, or should it have happened at Heatwave?
Yeah, that made more sense now.
Okay.
Now.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have cared in that moment. It wouldn't have made you not watch anything else. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the fact that the crowd knew who he was makes a difference too. You know, and so you needed that element in that moment. That's not guaranteed for you if you went to Heatwave. And they did not believe in the Heatwave main event.
No.
As it was.
No.
So add him to it now makes it legitimate. So yeah.
These four need each other. Like, unfortunately to say, like, over on the other wrestling stuff I'm on, normally I'm known as Mr. NXT. So I hung that hat up because I moved up. Like, once I saw Lola Vice lose an underground match as a combat sports fighter to a collegiate wrestler, I was like, you know what? This product ain't for me. I'm not the target audience of this. But for Heatwave, they need this because the four of them honestly need one another in this men's division for the NXT title. Grayson Waller is great. None of us believe he's a champion. But these four working together can convince us as to why you should be a champion. We know you're a great heel. We know you know how to perform. We just don't know if you know how to be a champ outside a tag team. When you think of Cruz is great, but Cruz is rough around the edges. And we know what those type of characters get turned into when they go to WWE. So you need to be able to see the polished product of some of these other cats in order for you to start collecting what you need on there to be able to make you a package product that does not get wrung to the last drop and that doesn't become stereotypical. Tony D is the same. Like, you need competition. The character is there. We know you can fight, but it's just that one little piece that you're missing for us that's not getting you over. And then I forgot who the other person. Oh, and then Zilla. I would put the title on him just so you don't do him like you did Solo. I would keep the title on him just so we know he got to stay down there till he gets right. But I don't think he needs the title right now. I want to see Zilla in the chase. I want to see that version of you. I want to see how you piss off a Tony D'Angelo and then go here, because it's still the homegrown versus the indies now. And that's an angle Tony could play right there, along with Grayson, where you get the tag team thing at one of their like NXT homecomings or something like that, or like No Mercy, where it's like Grayson Waller and Tony D versus those two. It's like there's a lot to set up rivalry-wise with the four of them, and they had a capability to elevate the men's division. And damn near, if they were smart, y'all could give us some black and gold matches. But right now, y'all got big shoes to fill because it's just like Sir family says, yeah, we back in the development era, and none of us are interested in Tuesday nights right now, unfortunately.
Well, I won't say none of us, but I will say
men's wise, not like
okay.
men's division.
We are
men's division.
Yeah, because the women's division is
Ladies
cooking.
Ladies cooking. Always.
And they're wrestling well.
Okay. Yes, they are. They are wrestling well. Right. I'm going to say this. I'm going to keep on moving. I will say this. I actually think there's a strong case that Zilla Fatu becomes the NXT champion at NXT Heatwave for a few reasons. If I take away and I think we can take away the head-to-head thing, because the head-to-head thing is interesting to me from this regard. It really does remind me of WrestleMania 4 versus the inaugural Clash of the Champions. In this sense, you're going to take something that's on pay-per-view to battle something that's on literal free TV. Like, I don't know how much of a battle that really is. And I don't know that, in fairness, the cards are exactly equal to each other.
It's not.
You know, if you're going to ask a wrestling fan, and I don't want anybody to misread me here, a wrestling fan is likely going to decide to watch one or the other and then watch the other product later sometime in the day, since all of this is happening early in the day on Sunday. But if they've got to choose, I don't know that they're going to choose, they'll choose what's most convenient to them. That's what I'll say. With that said, if I take that out of the equation and I just look at things within the WWE sphere specifically, there's a very interesting case for Zilla winning. Number one, he is part of that bloodline. I know somebody on socials was like, well, he's not part of the storyline, the bloodline. No. Pay close attention, because when your last name is Fatu, you are part of the bloodline, whether they say it overtly or not. And it would not surprise me that it is used by Roman or somebody to say, we're running everything, including NXT. And that, quite frankly, puts a very interesting tie that you don't normally see between Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. The other thing that we need to mention is where this is. This is in Texas. And for folks who don't know, Zilla Fatu really became a thing in Texas, thanks to, of course, Booker T, who happens to be on commentary. And we cannot negate all that Booker T has done for what we now know as NXT. I think Zilla,
Is he still fourth rope champion too?
No, I think that's over now. That's over now. I don't think he's fourth rope champ.
Because I remember when he dropped Hog. I don't know if he dropped fourth rope, but I know fourth rope and TNA partner and stuff too. So
there, to my understanding, was some beef between Westside Gunn and WWE. So
that's right.
Yeah. So I highly doubt that his champion is going to still be champion while signed to WWE. I think Zilla, quite frankly, we talked a little bit earlier about personality and the things that WWE.
He's still champ.
Is he really?
He's still champ. Yeah. Zilla Fatu is still recognized as the active and inaugural fourth rope heavyweight champion.
We'll see how long that lasts. I think Zilla has the kind of personality, because let's face it, WWE, regardless of the brand, is going to look for somebody with some degree of charisma and personality. And I have been saying this for years. I don't like saying things like this, but for the sake of the conversation,
it's okay.
I still don't care about Tony D'Angelo.
It's okay to say it, because no one does.
Like I still don't. This is why Tony D'Angelo. Do you know? Okay, let's ask the question. I don't believe that Tony D'Angelo, as NXT champion, has actually main evented an NXT PLE.
I don't think so.
He is not. He started in NXT PLE.
Yeah.
He's had a match during it, but almost every time he's defending the championship, the women are closing out the show. That ought to tell you all you need to know. Because he's not even closing out regular episodes of NXT on the regular.
Can I be honest with it though? He don't have no competition to help him grow. If Uber was still there with this new Tony, you might see something different.
Well, but here's where I sort of disagree with that, because yes, I think over the last year and a half to 2 years, without question, the NXT men's division has been sorely lacking. With the exodus of Oba, Trick, and Javon, there's been and Ricky Saints, nobody has been able to step into that role as the male in the men's division. So they're still very much building up. The mid card, okay, even that is a little questionable, to be honest with you. But to me, now I don't know that. I mean, granted, Naraku is a veteran, but he's a veteran from New Japan, who I'm not really sure how well that translates. Because I wasn't sold on Evil in New Japan.
No, it wasn't. It's nothing we've attached to. Like Tony D'Angelo has not had nobody to test him, like no one.
Which is why they need to get the belt off of him.
Yeah,
I agree.
They need to get. I mean, particularly now that you've got CW streaming on ESPN. If you're streaming on ESPN like the rest of your WWE PLEs, you need somebody who can carry that. So all of these reasons, and even if you saw how Zilla walked out like it was 98 with the Rock shirt on. And when I saw that, I went, oh.
I was like, I know you hang out with some black women and you didn't get none of them to style you, bro. Wow. You ain't get none of them to check out the fit. Like, hey, this is what you need to walk. I'm just saying, like, I get what you rocking, bro. But you supposed to be the main one.
Wow.
I need you to dress that part. I need you to be out here where it's like, oh, this guy's a superstar.
Hey, you gotta wait on the wheel. This is an NXT budget.
Hey, you can still get dressed on the NXT budget.
No, there's a difference between NXT budget and WWE budget.
But you got Fatu money. You got Fatu money.
No, Sasha Banks was wearing rings from Party City on her hand. Okay, no,
that's true, and she is Snoop Dogg's cousin. So
that's funny. All right, well, that's kind of the precursor, because next week is going to be a loaded show as we're gearing up for, good Lord, of course, All In. We've got AAA has an event, and NXT Heatwave. All of that's happening next Sunday. Yes.
Shout out to Pados Del Mal in AAA. I have been enjoying this whole faction. They've got
yes.
Penta flirting at being a heel in this situation. That's AAA is cooking.
AAA is very much cooking. AAA, if you guys haven't watched, you need to check it out, of course, on the WWE YouTube channel. Great work. And their show will be airing on the YouTube channel starting, I believe, at 11 a.m. or 12 noon Eastern.
I think it's 11.
One of those two.
I think 11 is the pre-show when it starts.
Okay, got it. So, it's going to be a full day.
Very random, too. On Thursdays, y'all should check out Main Event on YouTube. They be having some bangers.
Matches.
Really?
Like, I know people keep wanting to bring up the botch with Jada. I was like, but that was a good match. Like, they be having, like, Ivy Nile and Julia went hard last week. Like, that's like, if you want to really see wrestling in WWE, watch Main Event on YouTube. Like, they card be kind of stacked. I'm like, yo, what? It really be like matches from the video game. and you're just like, dang, are y'all just pulling this hot stuff? I would tell you.
Didn't like Callie Armstrong and Jada Parker team up or something on main event? Yeah, okay.
With some folks, like it's crazy. Always an interesting thing to see. They promote it on YouTube very well. On Thursdays, it's been definitely popping up in my feed and prepping. And again, you mentioned Jordan Grace. That's where you can see her because that's where they got her performing. But they have had some really good matches on there lately.
Wow. Well, I will have to check that out for sure. So, yeah, we're going to gear up for a very big weekend next weekend. So you guys stay tuned. In the meantime, here's how you can find us individually. Sir Femi. No, we can't find you.
I respect it. I respect it.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Are we able to find you, counselor?
You dang right you can find me. I'm trying to no longer have a regular job. You can find me, though, at Will Pharaoh everywhere, with the exception of Facebook. That is WPHARAOH. But the main thing I want you to do is go follow my YouTube channel. I'm trying to now get up to 10,000 subscribers. Thank you to the rest of the folks that went and did the watch hours for me. We have met the goal. We are under review to becoming fully monetized. So
I love that.
I appreciate that. Thank you to everybody that has checked it out, that keep checking it out, and got so much more coming for y'all.
Big win there. We love to hear and see that. Again, follow Will in those spaces that he has mentioned. Definitely on the YouTube page. Get this man monetized fully for sure. And he's got great content, by the way, guys. Like great content. So check that out. You guys can find me at Bonnerfide across all of the social spaces: Instagram, Facebook, X, Threads, TikTok, all the places. There's been a big week. A lot of stuff happening this week. So in case you haven't heard, there is a movie out with my commentary on it. It's called The Unbreakable Bunch. It features some wrestlers that you know and love, like Glacier, Larry Zbyszko, Diamond Dallas Page, Haku, the Cat, Ernest Miller. It's all a thing, and we get to commentate on a match there. So you can check that out. It is available for free on Tubi, Zumo, and a few other places. It's also available on Amazon Prime, Apple, pretty much everywhere. So check that out, The Unbreakable Bunch. And then yesterday, it's finally announced. I had the amazing opportunity to call the return match of Tommy End, formerly known as Aleister Black, Malachi Black, as part of his training facility, the Dark Arts Gym. It is on YouTube right now, so you can check that out. And there will be more to come with that. So I'm very, very excited about getting the opportunity to call that. And of course, things coming up with Ashe Wrestling and other great spaces. It's just a good time right now. And I'm very, very excited about that. So shout out to everybody in the chat room and everybody who will check this out later. I appreciate you all coming to hang out with us. And if you missed it, hey, and you're on the rebound and you're on the replay, awesome. For those of you who enjoy it, please share this with your friends and followers. Get more people into these kinds of conversations because we enjoy what we are doing here. And we'll be back here with more intelligent, informed, and downright fun conversation about the world of pro wrestling as part of the Faction Reloaded.
Stop. Nah, wait a minute.